Most people experience reality as something fixed and external, something that simply happens to them. Events appear to arrive on their own, often without warning, and the role of the individual seems limited to reaction. Life feels objective, solid, and independent of how it is perceived. Yet when we look more closely, this assumption begins to soften. Two people can live in the same city, face similar circumstances, and still experience completely different realities. What feels like opportunity to one feels like limitation to another. What feels hostile to one feels neutral or even supportive to someone else. This difference is not explained by events alone, it is shaped by interpretation, by the meanings assigned quietly and automatically, long before conscious thought steps in. Reality does not arrive without context. It is received through an inner framework that is already in place. Because this framework operates silently, it often goes unnoticed. Life feels like it is happening from the outside in. But the moment this pattern is questioned, a deeper possibility appears. What if reality is not only something we encounter, but something we continuously participate in shaping through what we already believe to be true? Beliefs are often misunderstood as simple thoughts or opinions, but they operate at a much deeper level. A belief is not something you think occasionally. It is something you assume to be true without questioning. It forms the background against which all experience is interpreted. These inner assumptions act like filters. They shape what feels possible, what feels threatening, and what feels normal. Long before a situation is evaluated consciously, beliefs have already framed it. This process happens automatically, without effort or awareness. Most beliefs are not chosen. They are absorbed through experience, repetition, and environment. They form quietly, often early in life, and then continue to guide perception in the background. Because they feel familiar, they also feel invisible. This is why beliefs are so powerful. They do not demand attention, they simply shape it. And once attention is shaped, reality begins to appear in ways that feel consistent, stable, and unquestionable, even though it is being filtered every step of the way. We do not perceive reality as it is. We perceive it as it is interpreted. The same situation can feel threatening, neutral, or encouraging, depending on the beliefs that are already in place. Meaning is assigned before awareness catches up. Beliefs quietly label experiences. They decide what matters and what doesn't. They influence whether a moment is seen as a setback or a signal, a failure or a lesson. This interpretation happens so quickly that it feels immediate, as if it were part of reality itself. Because of this, the world appears consistent. A person who believes the world is unsafe will notice danger everywhere. A person who believes opportunities are rare will overlook them, even when they are present. The experience feels objective, but it is shaped internally. This is how beliefs form perception. They do not change facts, they change significance. And once significance is set, the emotional and behavioral response follows naturally, reinforcing the sense that reality itself is confirming what was believed all along. Attention is not neutral, it is guided. And what guides it, more than anything else, are existing beliefs. The mind is constantly scanning the environment, but it cannot process everything at once. So it selects. And it selects based on what it already considers important or true. When a belief is present, attention begins to organize itself around confirming it. Evidence that supports the belief stands out. Details that contradict it fade into the background. This is not deliberate dishonesty. It is how the brain creates coherence and stability. Over time, this selective attention creates a pattern. The same types of situations are noticed again and again. The same outcomes seem to repeat. It begins to feel as though reality itself is responding, reinforcing what is believed. This is why beliefs feel so convincing. Reality appears to agree with them. But what is actually happening is more subtle. Attention is continuously shaping what enters experience, and what enters experience begins to look like proof. Beliefs do not stay in the mind, they move into action. Even when a person is not consciously thinking about them, beliefs quietly shape behavior, tone, posture, and decision-making. If someone believes they are not capable, they hesitate. They prepare less. They speak more cautiously. If someone believes the world is competitive or unsafe, they protect themselves, withdraw, or act defensively. These behaviors are subtle, but they are consistent. Over time, small actions compound. Opportunities are missed or taken. Conversations unfold differently. Risks are avoided or approached. And these choices begin to produce concrete results, results that seem to appear naturally, without intention. This is how beliefs turn into events, not directly and not instantly, but through behavior aligning with what feels true. The inner assumption quietly guides the outer outcome until reality appears to be confirming what was believed from the start. When behavior aligns with belief, a loop is created. The belief shapes perception and action. Action produces a result, and that result is then interpreted as evidence that the belief was correct. Reality appears to confirm what was assumed. This loop is powerful because it feels objective. The outcome is real. It happened. And because the internal process that led to it was largely unconscious, the conclusion feels obvious. This is just how things are. In truth, what is being reinforced is not reality itself, but a pathway through it. A narrow corridor shaped by expectation, attention, and behavior. As long as that corridor remains unchanged, experience remains predictable. This is why it feels as though reality adapts to beliefs, not because the world is obeying thought, but because the same internal framework keeps producing similar interactions, responses, and outcomes again and again. The moment this pattern becomes visible, something begins to shift. Beliefs move from the background into awareness, and once they are seen, they are no longer absolute. Awareness creates distance. A belief can be noticed rather than obeyed. A familiar interpretation can be questioned instead of accepted automatically. This does not require forcing new beliefs or rejecting old ones. It begins with simply seeing the process at work. When awareness is present, attention becomes more flexible. It is no longer locked into searching for confirmation. New information is allowed in. Different possibilities begin to register. This is the turning point. Not a dramatic change, but a quiet one. Reality starts to feel less fixed, not because it has changed, but because the filter through which it is experienced has begun to loosen. When awareness is sustained, change unfolds naturally rather than forcefully. Beliefs begin to soften at the edges, not because they are attacked, but because they are no longer invisible. What was once assumed becomes something that can be examined. As beliefs loosen, attention widens. The mind begins to notice options it previously ignored. Conversations feel different. Opportunities that once felt irrelevant start to stand out. The external world hasn't suddenly transformed. The relationship with it has. Behavior adjusts subtly, choices expand, reactions slow down. These shifts may feel small, but over time they alter direction. New experiences begin to appear not as miracles, but as natural consequences of interacting with reality differently. This is how reality seems to change when beliefs change, not instantly and not magically, but steadily, as inner assumptions no longer narrow what is possible. When beliefs begin to change, the shift is rarely dramatic. Reality does not suddenly transform overnight. Instead, the change is subtle and gradual, almost easy to miss. What changes first is not the world, but the way you move within it. You begin to notice options that once felt invisible. Situations that previously triggered automatic reactions start to invite reflection instead. Small choices appear where before there were none, and these small differences accumulate quietly. As beliefs loosen, behavior becomes more flexible. You try things you would have avoided. You respond differently in familiar situations. You allow possibilities that once felt unrealistic. None of this feels forced. It feels natural because it aligns with a new internal understanding. Over time, these small shifts alter experience. The world begins to look different, not because it has changed its nature, but because you are no longer interacting with it through the same narrow assumptions. This is how changing beliefs reshapes reality, gently, progressively, and from the inside out. Deeply held beliefs are not replaced quickly. They were formed through years of experience, repetition, and emotional reinforcement. Because of this, change often feels slow and sometimes invisible. The mind is not resisting growth, it is protecting stability. When a belief begins to loosen, the system needs time to recalibrate. New interpretations must be tested. New behaviors must be repeated. The brain looks for consistency before it accepts a new internal model as safe and reliable. During this phase, it can feel as though nothing is happening. Old patterns still appear, familiar reactions return. But beneath the surface, something important is underway. The system is learning. It is gathering new evidence, slowly expanding what feels possible. This is why patience matters. Reality does not instantly reflect a changing belief, because belief itself is being retrained. And as that retraining continues, the external world begins to respond, not suddenly, but steadily, in ways that last. Reality does not bend to personal control, and it does not respond to wishful thinking. But it is not separate from us either. We are always in relationship with it, shaping direction through perception, attention, and choice. Beliefs do not command the world, they influence the path we take through it. They determine what we notice, how we interpret what happens, and how we respond. Over time, these responses accumulate into patterns that feel like fate, luck, or coincidence. Understanding this brings a quiet shift in responsibility. Not the pressure to control life, but the awareness that inner assumptions are always participating in how experience unfolds. You do not change reality by forcing it to obey. You change it by changing how you engage with it. And as beliefs evolve, reality does not become different, it becomes accessible in new ways.